The Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets. This is what everyone's talking about. The Brooklyn Nets. Listen, if the Brooklyn Nets can work out chemistry and can work out roles and can have superstars put their egos aside and do what's best for the team and stay positive throughout this journey, game over. It's over. I don't care what the Lakers do. I don't care what the Clippers do. In the Eastern Conference, I don't care what the Bucks do or the Celtics do. If the Brooklyn Nets can get the chemistry together, can get Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant working well together, doing what's individually best for the team, it's over. GG. There ain't no way around it. With that talent, and if you got those guys playing in their roles, if you can get Kyrie Irving to say, you know what, I'm going to take a step back. Remember, Kyrie Irving, he left Cleveland. He left LeBron because he wanted to be the alpha dog on his own team. Now he's the fucking third star on his own team. Can Kyrie Irving accept that? We've seen him take a backseat to superstars before. He's played with LeBron James. He won a championship with LeBron James, and he was really good with LeBron James. The best we've seen Kyrie Irving is with another megastar. Now he's got two of them. They're not as good as LeBron James was back then, but it's still a megastar. He's got two megastars to play with. Let's see what Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie Irving can take a step back, say, you know what, I'm going to be that third string. I'm going to be that third wheel. I can go out there. I can get you 30. I can get you 35 a night when you need me. But I'm more than comfortable of dropping 15 or 20 points in a game. If Kyrie Irving can be humble enough and can realize that that's what's best for the team, is over. And if Harden can start playing without the basketball, because that's been the main thing. Chris Paul's main complaint with James Harden is when Chris Paul was running the offense, James Harden was just sit in the corner and not really be involved. What's James Harden going to do? Is he going to be setting the screens? Is he going to be making the cuts? What's James Harden going to do off the basketball? And when he has the basketball, this man's led the league in assists before. He was leading the league in assists earlier this year. He's second right now to Nikola Jokic. Can James Harden become more of a playmaker? Because we know he can. We know Harden can be a playmaker. But we also know Harden can go out there and get you 60 points in a game. That's the thing. Does he know when his teammates are struggling? When KD's having an off night? When Kyrie's having an off night? Okay, now's the time where I go crazy. Now's the time where I start hitting the step back shots. But if KD's got it clicking and Kyrie's got it clicking, this is the time where you drive and you kick it out to your shooters. You let the guys who are hot stay hot. And Kevin Durant, I've got no words with Kevin Durant. I don't think anyone does. If something's going wrong with this team, it's not KD. It's Kyrie or James Harden. One of those two guys. And remember, I think a very good fourth piece that the Brooklyn Nets have here is Joe Harris. That man's a sniper. He is an absolute sniper. Similar to what Ray Allen was with the Miami Heat Big Three, back when LeBron, D Wade, Chris Bosh were all together. Joe Harris is that Ray Allen player. He is a fucking sniper, and don't let him get hot. Because just like I said Kyrie, he can go for 35. Harden can go for 50, 60. We know what KD can do. He'll get you 40. He'll get you 30 on a regular basis. But Joe Harris is that guy. He might be kind of playing the Klay Thompson role here. He's not as good as Klay Thompson, but we know shooters can get hot in the league. Now, I don't think Joe Harris can get as hot as Klay Thompson can get hot, but he can definitely go crazy in a quarter. He can definitely go nuts in the first half. Joe Harris, he's playing a very big role, I think, in this team. Because if all those three players, because we saw that happen in Golden State. We saw Draymond, we saw Steph Curry and Kevin Durant especially. We saw when those two guys weren't having their night, when they didn't have it all clicking, they just give it out to Klay Thompson and he'll get you 30 in the first half. You know what I mean? He'll get you 15 in the big third quarter. And Joe Harris, I think he plays a big role in this team because when stuff's not working for the big three, if Joe Harris, he's the kind of guy who can keep his team in the ball game. He's the kind of guy he'll go 7 of 8 from downtown and kind of keep the Brooklyn Nets in a big playoff game. I think Joe Harris plays a massive role on this team. Now, he doesn't play as big of a role. And what? No, I'm not even going to say that. I was going to say he doesn't play as big of a role as he did before the Harden trade, but I disagree. I think he might even play a bigger role right now. Just a straight up sniper. If Joe Harris goes cold, if Joe Harris turns into what Danny Green turned into last year, the Brooklyn Nets have no chance of winning. I don't think. He's always that guy who's you can kick it out, because Harden, Kyrie, KD, they draw double teams, and you better not double off Joe Harris. You better not double off Joe Harris. Similar to when Michael Jordan was playing with Steve Kerr. People wonder why Steve Kerr's 3-point percentage was so high, because he was shooting open threes. It was no contested threes. It was no step back threes. When Steve Kerr was shooting threes, they were wide the fuck open. Why? Because zones weren't allowed back in the day. So Michael Jordan was getting double teamed, and with that Bulls team, you're not going to double team off Rodman in the paint. You're not going to double team off Scottie Pippen. You're not going to double team off fucking Tony Kukoc or whatever the fuck. You're going to double team off the 6'1" white guy who is skinny and scrawny and doesn't look good at all. And you kick it out to Steve Kerr, and he's wide open and stroking threes. Stay in Brooklyn. You're not going to double off KD. You're not going to double off DeAndre Jordan in the paint. You're not going to double off Kyrie. Now you can play zone now. When you do bring double team, chances are you're going to double team off Joe Harris. Or you don't. Or you let James Harden cook your defender. Or you let Kyrie cook your defender. Or you let KD cook your defender. Those are my thoughts on the Brooklyn Nets. I've got their ceiling. The ceiling for Brooklyn is the first seed and a championship. If you told me that Brooklyn won the NBA championship this year, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think anyone in the world would be surprised. And I've got the floor for Brooklyn as a 3 seed in the East and third round exit.